A more pertinent question to ask about the word woke might be, why in such a short time has it gone from a rallying cry to a pejorative? If the word only made you think of rational, deserved causes like teaching a less whitewashed version of American history, AOC would still want to own it. But it's a joke, because it makes you think of people who wake up offended and take orders from Twitter, and their oversensitivity has grown tiresome.
Bill Maher delivered a sharp criticism of the Democratic Party, calling out its failure to control the woke wing that, according to him, has damaged the party for the past decade. Maher argued that since this group played a major role in last year's election loss, the DNC should have distanced itself by now. Instead, he says the party keeps trying to satisfy the far left, pushing itself deeper into political irrelevance. Maher's comments hit hard and quickly caught the attention of the entire DNC. Let's break it down.
But you never hear anyone bragging about being a liberal. There's no liberal Bob Schmohawk as a liberal who wants to enact more liberal policies. Democrats might want to think about what that means, because the implication is you're embarrassed by what liberalism has become, that the term is now irredeemably coupled with woke nonsense. Which is a shame, because despite their nonsense, it's still generally a better product. But what does it say about your brand if you don't want to say what you are?
Maher accused the DNC of having a long-running identity crisis. He said Democrats act embarrassed about their own political history, constantly apologizing instead of taking pride in it. Meanwhile, he pointed out that Republicans fully embrace their conservative roots and confidently defend them. Whether people agree with the GOP or not, they know what they stand for. Maher believes Democrats, on the other hand, are stuck trying to please everyone, which makes them lose sight of their core values. His message was simple: if you don't stand for something, you end up standing for nothing. In a divided political world, a party drowning in guilt will always lose to one that proudly stands by its beliefs.
What does it say about your brand if you don't want to say what you are? So much of liberal politics nowadays is identity politics, and yet it seems we found the one thing liberals won't identify as: liberals.
Maher's next point cuts even deeper. He said today's liberals jump to defend every marginalized or trending group online, often just to seem morally superior. But when it comes to defending liberalism itself, things like free speech, open debate, and individual rights, they stay silent. It's as if they're afraid of their own beliefs. Instead of standing firm, they cancel, conform, and follow hashtags instead of real ideas. Maher argues this is why liberals are losing cultural influence. You cannot champion every new trend while ignoring the core values that built your movement.
James Carville knew how to win, and he blamed the Democratic losses this November 2nd on stupid wokeness, to which AOC fired back that wokeness is a term almost exclusively used by older people these days. So that should tell you all you need to know. What? This is a term folks like you brought out very recently and had been proudly displaying at every march since. Just last year, The Guardian declared woke the word of our era. I guess they didn't get the memo from the Mean Girls Club. We don't use that emoji anymore. Woke, please, we say fetch now.
Here's where it gets interesting. The same people who proudly called themselves woke a few years ago are now running away from the word. Back then, they filled social media with hashtags, lectures, and moral lessons, acting as if they were more aware and compassionate than everyone else. Now, they pretend the term never existed or claim critics twisted it. Maher says this is what happens when a movement can't stand by its own slogans. The problem isn't the word woke, it's the ideology behind it.
What a great strategy, never missing an opportunity to remind voters how lame and clueless and hopelessly uncool they are, especially since those are the ones who actually vote. But okay, fine. What word would you like us to use for the plainly insane excesses of the left that are not liberalism, but something completely different? Because you can't have that word liberal from us and think it should cover things like canceling Lincoln and teaching third graders they're oppressors. That's all your new thing.
What's almost ironic is that the woke crowd now finds the word offensive, but not the ideas. They haven't abandoned the ideology, they've just changed the label. The same beliefs continue, that gender can be changed at will, that men can get pregnant, and that hiring should focus on skin color rather than skill. The word woke has simply been swapped for softer terms, but Maher argues the thinking remains the same, disconnected from reality and from the daily lives of normal people. Changing the label doesn't fix the problem, it only hides it.
If the word only made you think of rational, deserved causes like teaching a less whitewashed version of American history, AOC would still want to own it. But it's a joke, because it makes you think of people who wake up offended and take orders from Twitter, and their oversensitivity has grown tiresome. That said, I would love to have AOC on this show.
Maher also mocked how the woke movement is stuck in constant outrage. If nothing in the present offends them, they dig through history to find something to be angry about. When they do find it, they don't simply debate it, they cancel it. Statues, books, paintings, and historical figures are attacked for not meeting modern Twitter standards. Maher argues this isn't progress at all, it's a step backward. A society that erases history to avoid discomfort becomes weaker, not stronger. And he believes this obsession with outrage is tearing the Democratic Party apart from within.
That said, I would love to have AOC on this show. There's so much to admire there. I was one of her first supporters for the Green New Deal idea. But that will probably never happen, because Democrats don't go anywhere these days where they're not pre-adored. And that's my last bit of advice to them. Go where the amen corner isn't. Do Fox News. Be brave. Come here. Go everywhere. Winning is about expanding the electorate.
Maher questioned whether Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez would ever agree to an interview where her views are truly challenged. He said she prefers interviewers who ask easy questions and let her attack Republicans without pushing back. This, Maher argues, reflects a bigger problem in the Democratic Party, a political comfort zone. The DNC mainly appears on networks that already agree with them, creating an echo chamber with no tough questions, no debate, and no accountability. Maher's frustration is clear: a movement that avoids challenges is not confident, it's afraid.
Democrats who 1 year from now will be licking their wounds and asking themselves how they could have lost the midterms so badly must instead ask themselves that question now. Now. You know, now. Like, while there's still time to do something about it.
And Maher isn't alone. Almost a year after their election defeat, Democrats still can't regain momentum in the polls. Despite media support and constant messaging, they haven't convinced voters they can solve the country's biggest issues. Meanwhile, Donald Trump continues to dominate discussions about the border, the economy, national security, and America's position in the world. Love him or hate him, Trump knows what issues matter most to ordinary people. Democrats, Maher argues, still rely on slogans and safe talking points, and that simply can't compete with strong, clear policies that connect with everyday voters.
A couple of weeks ago, Amy Klobuchar was here, and when I suggested the Democrats need a messaging czar, she offered me the job. Well, you need a messaging czar in your party.
And do you think it should be you?
Amy, I'm flattered. But after careful consideration, I must decline. The hours it would take me away from home would make it very difficult on my family. But I will tonight, once again, break out my coach hat and try to point the Democrats in the right direction. That's all I can do.